looking for the best music.
Right now, we got qualifying session 1, 450MX Nationals, round number 7. These riders have two 10-minute qualifying sessions to put in a fast lap time, taking the best 8 overall lap times. Top 8 going straight through to the motos. The remaining riders will move on to the LCQ. So they have two 10-minute practice sessions, and the LCQ is 5 minutes plus lap. That triple there is a big send for these guys. The 450s do have a lot of power to make it over. You just have to get over that sand roller just right. Don't really want to get too much air off of it, or you do lose your speed to try to get up the triple. Let's go on board right now. The number 132, Billy Laninovich. You might recognize the name. Former pro rider for Factory Connection Honda. Cool to see him out here trying to put some laps down for the Nationals. This guy's getting their first laps in at the moment. Getting the track dialed in. Kid Loki, BC282, your top two in points right now. Third in points is Parker, but Parker is not in this one right now for qualifying. We'll see if he wants to join in later. Can get him in the LCQ if he doesn't get a lap time in, but at the moment, not in the first qualifying sessions in either group, so we have some guys behind him in points looking to catch up. Dirt Shark and OTR legit just behind him, 4th, 5th, and Moa just behind in 6th place. Parker does have a 44-point lead over 4th place, so he does actually have a good chance to stay in 3rd. So Dirt Shark or OTR legit are going to have a really good race. In fact, Dirt Shark's the only one with a chance to catch him. He can get a total of 52 points. He's got to get at least 44, so got a ways to go. Let's go out front right now. Fastest in this session, Kid Loki, number 5, your points leader. Coming through the finish one more time. Miso, if you just want to run time attack, I'll just have you run time attack and then you can give me a time from that. And Kid Loki off the track. A little too much throttle in the sand. Bark, bark. He says he's barking, alright. Into the tough blocks he is. Moa 51 heading over the tabletops. Around this flat sweeper, really got to have some throttle control in that section. Do not want to slide out. That pool just before that triple really makes it challenging. You really got to seat bounce it to get over. See, Moa 51 getting that switchback section down pretty good. It's going to be a very tricky start to the race. Those guys bunched up right at the beginning, having to switch it back from left to right and left again over some rollers as well. It's going to be a very challenging section. Let's go on board Randy Racing, 728. Section fun here, you just send that sand wall. Hit it just right. You can send that thing almost into the middle of the rollers, but if you don't get it right, it can bog you down. I will try to get you every lap doing a backflip. Top team back here in 6th. A little bit of a shaky lag at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on it. I play sitting in spot number 8 at the 410. Billy Laninovich here in 9th. It's a very tricky and challenging track, so these guys just trying to figure out the right lines to hit, figuring out the throttle control in some of these corners, especially those uphills. It's like riding on ice practically. Those guys have to really be careful. Yesterday's race in the 250 class had a lot of good battles. Motos coming down to this section here, and everything else on the track pretty straightforward, but the loops in this triple are really eating up the riders. It's going to be interesting come race time to see what happens. for BC282, the number 82, and the MTR KTM. Currently sitting in second. We're going to look at the times. 120.778 is your fastest for Kid Loki right now. 122.432 for BC282, Randy Racing, 122.7. And then JR Scott and Moa in the 123s. So these times are pretty close. Everybody within a few seconds in the top 7. But as practice and qualifying goes on and in the next session, I have a feeling their times are going to get a lot closer. There's not a whole lot of areas on the track to really make up a lot of ground in terms of any kind of different rhythms and things like that. Corner speed. Corner speed is everything in this game. It really is. Those tenths of a second, even if you lose 2 or 3 tenths in a second in 3 corners, let's just say, that's already a whole second, just like that. So, I believe corner speed's a big thing in this, especially for the motocross tracks, these flat corners. Very challenging. Alright, do we have people watching in here? What's going on? Because apparently it's laggy for Sketchy MX, according to him. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have too much lag issues on my end. So I try to keep an eye on it. I know the top team's got a slight lag, but water is also wet, so. Do have no collisions, as you can see. They are able to ride through each other. Give a clean track for them to put in a fast lap. Don't need them dealing with other riders trying to take them out and vice versa. Fanboy, thank you for the follow. I am unable to host any other people in this. I do appreciate the offer, but one-man show here for this. Kid Loki still out front. BC282 looks like he's coming around on a heater. Let's see what he can throw down, trying to get into that 121 or 120 range. Oh man, that's going to get people. That's probably going to frustrate them. That happened to me a few times practicing the track, hitting that tough block on the inside. As you can see now, you're top 6 now into the 123s, so guys moving up on their lap times, starting to close into each other, but you can see your top 3 are really separating from the rest of the pack at the moment. We'll see what happens come race time. Always going to come down to the start. winding down now. These guys just finishing up session number 1. Again, they do have 2 10-minute qualifiers taking the top 8 overall times. So we got one more session coming up. It is formatted as a race. It does not matter where they finish. It just matters what their best lap time is from either session. So Kid Loki, your fastest in that one, 120.221. Randy racing into the 122 flat, so a quick time for him. Going to be moving on to session number 2, so we'll be back in just a moment for that. You're good. So going on now, this is session number 2. They are taking their best lap time from either session. This is a race format, doesn't matter where they finish. It's just another 10 minutes, get some time on the track, get a fast lap in. Right now, MOA 51 and Top Team battling for this top spot. You can see how close these guys are. I know we don't have collisions on, but this is going to be interesting to see. I have a feeling we might have some close battles come race time. Because these guys are neck and neck right now. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to get the lap times put in for the first session. If you guys watch this battle, get the time that's updated. I'll let you know what the standings are in just a moment. Alright, so we got the lap times updated for the first session. At the moment, Kid Loki fastest qualifier with a 120.221. Randy Racing in second with a 122.019. BC282 in third with a 122.401. OTR Legit in fourth with a 122.632. MOA 51 in fifth with a 123.268. JR Scott in sixth with a 123.354. TTB Dirt Shark a 123.744. And Sketchy MX in 8th, our final transfer spot with a 123.973. So that right now is the cutoff time. 123.973 is what these guys need. Let's see, BC282 now out to the front of this pack, starting to get his flow down and pulling away just a bit. But Randy Racing really on fire lately. Throwing it down, doing a good job here, keeping up with BC. And you got Randy Racing in a bit of a sandwich here. The Metal Threads KTM running 1 and 3. There are no collisions, so no aggressive riding and good battles, unfortunately, at the moment. But still fun to watch these guys go back and forth. It's really close. These guys are still close in terms of where they're at on the track. It's going to be a good race. The LCQ is going to be fun to watch. We got, looks like 7 guys for our LCQ tonight. We do take the top 3 from that straight to the motos. It's back out front now. Randy Racing on it, man. He's made the pass around BC, but now a slight mistake in the corner, and he's going to mess up that section. That really can cost you, especially right before the loops. That is not a good spot to go down in. And Randy Racing now back to 5th, so hopefully he's able to get out those crashes now before the race time, especially in that section, not where you want to go down. You need to get that drive through the loops or you will lose a lot of time. Here in third, JR Scott, the number 325 on the Husqvarna. He's been on fire lately as well. Him and Randy improving speed each week, keeping up with these guys and getting faster and faster in their lap times. JR slowing up a little, must be waiting up for Randy there. Have some good battles. These guys can see where they might stand come race time. This also gives them a good race pace. I feel like that'll help me put in a fast lap time, so let's see what it does for these guys. RXY and Laninovich having a bit of battle with each other now. Sitting in 7th and 8th position, but like I said earlier, it doesn't matter where they finish, they're just trying to get a fast lap so they do not have to go to the LCQ. And take our top 3 from the LCQ, so it's really anybody's race. Once it comes time for that, they got 5 minutes and a lap. So not a whole lot of time and only 3 spots open. So BC282 out front, starting to pull away. Randy was giving him a good challenge earlier. But right now, BC just throwing the laps down. See though, what one mistake can cost you. Randy was just up front with BC. One mistake in the corner before the loops cost him a lot of time. You see BC already heading over this triple. I have a feeling though, when it comes around to the motos, we're going to see some good battles between the two of them. And Kid Loki as well. We got a lot of fast guys tonight. It's going to be a great race to watch. Definitely looking forward to the LCQ. I think it's going to be one for the books, I have some feeling. Especially with these loops and that triple, man. It is full send through there. 5th gear tapped in the loops. BC just absolutely greasing the top of it. That's exactly how you want to hit them, just keeping the back wheel just on top. This triple here is still a send even for the 450s. playing it smart, just trying to keep the bike straight, going over the jump. I tend to like to throw some style and throw a little bit of a whip every time, but sometimes it doesn't always work out when you land. So your top 6 have really pulled away from the rest of the pack, but this guy's still looking quick out there. RXY on the Husqvarna. We got Lineage on the Husky as well. For 410 and 132. So Lineage got the daddy butt patch. Better respect it. Better watch it. Mistake out of BC, so not often does he make a mistake, but right there he does. So hopefully these guys can just get their mistakes and crashes out in qualifying on some great racing. BC and Mo side by side practically through those whoops. Getting caught up on the tough blocks. Some of these corners, this guy's really hugging the inside tight. Gotta be careful though, these tough blocks can just stick out ever so slightly in some areas and can catch the rider. Thank you guys for tuning in to this event, round 7 of the 450 Motocross Nationals. And give thanks to the supporters of our series. If you head over to Raze Energy, you can save 15% on your order from them using the code MOTOLIFE. Got some very tasty flavors. Their Baja Lime is one of my favorites. If you've ever had a Baja Blast from Taco Bell, it is pretty similar. But it's got 300 milligrams of caffeine and keeps you energized. It's got series prizes from Ride 365 and R Jerky. It's Brett Q over at Ride 365 donating some gear and some parts from his bike. Some plastics, I should say. The Wageman brothers from R Jerky donating jerseys as well for series prizes. Really appreciate what they've done. It will offer some of these riders some prizes for the championship, top 3. And so these guys on their final lap now, trying to get one more heater in. Sounds like somebody's like in a big gymnasium. Sketchy MX now, making his way into the 3rd spot. Wasn't sure if he was there during this, but no, he didn't start towards the front, but made his way up towards the front, putting the laps down. If you want to tell me your time, Misael, that's fine. Just get a screenshot though, just as a proof. If you just want to tell me it, I'll enter it, but just make sure to get a screenshot though. What's your time, Misael? Misael, what did you say your time was? Alright, so that is it for session number 2 for Group 1. We're just waiting on Group 2 to finish up in just a few minutes. We're going to get the times updated from this session, and then we will be moving on to your LCQ next. So stay tuned for that. We will be back in just a moment. What did you say, OTR? How much time left in your guys's? Cool. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Alright, so we got our qualifying times updated. Kid Loki, your fastest qualifier with a 120.221. We have BC282 in second, OTR Legit in third, Randy Racing in fourth, MOTOLIFE in fifth, Dirt Shark in sixth, JR Scott in seventh, and Sketchy MX in eighth, taking the final transfer with a 123.564. So the rest of the guys going to the LCQ. Last season's champion going to the LCQ, man. That is not what he wants to see. We got 5 minutes in a lap, only 3 spots open, so it's game on for these guys. Can come down to the start as well. If you don't get a good start, it is hard to catch up on these tracks. I would just watch the stream if you don't mind, because it does add a lag usually. Not always, but most of the time it will. It's just hard to predict it, so. Alright, so invites are going out now for our LCQ. And I didn't turn my music off when I was doing that. Oops. Alright, just go over the lap times one more time. Forgot to turn my music off. Kid Loki, your fastest. BC second. OTR third. Randy Racing in fourth. Moa 51 in fifth. Dirt Shark sixth. JR Scott seventh. And Sketchy MX taking the final spot in eighth. So invites going out now for the LCQ. 5 minutes plus a lap. Only 3 spots open.
They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass.
Alright, here we go. 450 LCQ, taking the top 3 from this to the motos. The rest are not able to make it through. And let's see, on board with Slow J, new name to the series, going to try to get into the top 3. Misael Gaiman getting a good jump off the start and grabbing the whole shot. So out front, getting a good jump, that's what he needed to do. Try to pull away from this pack so he doesn't have to deal with the rest of the riders. But a couple of guys down in the corner. Oh man, so a couple of guys coming together on the uphill and going down. So your top 3 starting to just pull a slight gap. But it's going to be a close battle, I have a feeling, coming down to the end. These guys are going to bunch up. RXY trying to go up the inside is not going to work there. So Slow J in 4th, needs to get into the top 3 to make it through. Right now, Misael Gaiman, ATP 20, and Carter 164 are your top 3. Section very tricky. Carter trying to get over the sand wall. He does, but just slightly off the track. Just lost his balance a little bit, trying to stay on. So Slow J now in your final transfer, but RXY just behind him. Top Team MX in 5th. He's last year's champ. It's not where he wants to find himself in the LCQ. Trying to get by RXY. He's going to. They both get a bounce in the whoop section. Top Team trying to make his way now into 3rd. He's got Slow J on his inside, holding him up for now. It's a very one-line section through here. These guys kind of have to pretty much go single file. The Top Team getting a good angle there. He's going to try to cut back underneath. Trying to find a way to make the pass. Needs to be careful there. Almost on the throttle a little too much. He's going to go around on the inside. He's going to get the pass done. So Slow J now back to 4th. 4th, 5th, and 6th, all very close. 7th and 8th, unfortunately, dropped back just a slight bit. Let's go on board right now with your leader, Misael Gaiman, the number 30. He's got just enough of a cushion right now. Doesn't really have to worry about the guys behind him. They are right there, but still good enough of a gap that you can just focus on your lines. Top Team right now holding down the final transfer. RXY here in 5th, Slow J in 4th. Oh, Laninovic's slight mistake, it looked like, on the uphill. Maybe not, I thought he was closer, I guess, but cool to see him make it in, man. Really love to have that, but your top 3 starting to pull away. RXY right up onto the inside of Slow J. Little bit much of a pass. Just gotta be careful on those. Slow J back up the inside. Laninovich starting to close up on these two. And your top 3 now in a battle. So these guys starting to bunch up. It's gonna get really close here now. You can see your top 5, even your top 6, all in this same straightaway section. Top Team gonna go back up underneath ATP 20. ATP right on the back of these two, just trying to hold on to the top 3 to get the transfer. Top Team Misael Gaiman going a little wide there. These guys are really bumping bars, having a good battle. We got Slow J here in 4th, closing in on the top 3. Misael Gaiman was just in the lead and now in 3rd, and Slow J and RXY coming together a bit. So these guys are really pushing it, but just a couple of mistakes from the two, running into each other. Laninovich trying to get up to that battle, and a mistake out of ATP 20. Oh no. And missed what happened, and another mistake into 6th place. So a tough break for the 232 is in the top 3. We'll see. I think time's probably going to run down before they get back around. We ran a 5-minute race the other day, and I just made it through before time running out, but these guys battling with each other, going back and forth. I have a feeling that it's probably going to run out before they get there. Oh, and a mistake out of Slow J, so your 4th place rider goes down, trying to chase down 3rd. And now you got Crayons into the mix, so everybody's starting to bunch up with each other. Slow J up the inside. Let me review that one. I don't think that was... just didn't seem too intentional, but we'll just give a warning just for them to watch it just a little bit. It is the LCQ. Tensions are high. These guys are going for positions, so they're trying to do anything they can to get up there. I don't blame them. So it is the final lap now. For the most part, anything goes in making passes. Obviously, you don't need somebody going 5th gear pinned into another rider. If they're trying to get the job done and make a pass, then it's pretty open on the last lap. Try to go for it if you have an opening. ATP 20, he's sneaking up for 3rd. RXY going to deal with some pressure here. He's coming for him into the whoops. This is a very critical part of the track. ATP gets a good drive and then a little bit of a bounce. RXY bouncing all the way through. Here they come to the triple. Time running out on the track. ATP trying to do everything he can. RXY a little bit short on the triple. That's going to help ATP to catch up to the back of him. Coming down the start straight. At least the back half of the start straight down into the first turn. Or second turn that is. RXY a little bit wide there. ATP had an opening. Didn't quite get it. ATP trying to get him again. Went into the tough box, but managed to save it. Here he goes, up the inside. ATP going up the inside. RXY getting a little sideways in the sand. ATP on the last lap, gonna get him. Oh man. That was a great race. Top team getting the win. MECL second. ATP your top 3. Good race, guys. Good race, guys. So great race from those guys, man. They were all close. Anybody had a chance. But your top 3, top team, MECL Gaming and ATP 20 moving on to the A main. Unfortunately, the rest are not going to be making it through. But we will get the points. I know we don't usually have a B main run in, but these guys, we'll give them the points for the B main. Because we do appreciate them coming out. RXY, Kranz, Linovich, Slow J, and Carter. Do appreciate all these guys coming out to race. So we'll be back in just a moment for Moto number 1 coming right up. Alright, so we are back for 450 Moto number 1. This is Kid Loki, your fastest qualifier, and then we got Top Team MX, ATP 20, BC282, MOA 51, Randy Racing 728, OTR Legit, Sketchy MX, JR Scott, Dirt Shark 720, and Me Sail Gaming. 11 riders, 20 minutes in a lap. 30-second board is sideways. Here we go. I'll leave myself unmuted just so you guys can listen to me. And here we go. And this is not what they wanted. Kid Loki grabbing a good start. Randy Racing in second, trying to get the inside. Kid Loki, an unbelievable start. Not often getting a hole shot. Randy Racing in second. That's going to give him a good position as well. He's been on the gas lately. JR Scott flying through the sand up the inside. Sketchy MX making his way up there now. BC282 back in 9th and 10th. That is not a good spot. Not where he wants to be. Your leader, Kid Loki, already pulling away. And BC in the points battle with him. Loki does have a pretty large gap for the points, but BC, one of the challengers each week, wants to get up there to try to catch up. Loki already starting to gap these guys. Sketchy MX getting a good start, running in spot number 4, trying to go up the inside of JR Scott. He makes the pass. JR has to check up a bit, doesn't want to go down. And now JR going wide. He's got OTR up the inside. That's not going to be good for him though. Not a good drive for OTR. So he's going to lose a spot instead of gaining a spot. Alright, Dirt Sharp trying to attempt a backflip every lap, but first lap not working out for him, so probably not going to happen every lap. BC up to the top 5 now, and you can see Kid Loki up there. Loki had a rare mistake, casing the triple. We had a lot of guys casing the triple yesterday. Well, that sounds like you problem, because that triple is fun and greasy. JR Scott dealing with some pressure again from OTR. OTR on the back wheel. Trying to find a way around him, just casing that triple a little bit. That's going to cost him some time, but oh, he's got the inside of JR. JR really had to check up. I'm glad he did, or else JR probably would have found himself off the track, but now back up the inside of OTR. OTR back up the inside now. These guys having a good battle with each other. JR holding that inside line, not going to let OTR get around him easy. Oh no, I don't think that was intentional at all. Their lines just came together. OTR trying to get back on the track. Oh man. Their lines really just came together there. So a tough break for OTR, but he's still got a lot of time left in the race. Now let's go up here. Sketchy MX running in second. Now this guy, I'll just be honest, was not making A-mains before. Always in the LCQ, not making it through, and now he is in second, making it straight through to the A-main. A lot of these guys getting fast. Sketchy MX, JR Scott, MOA 51, Randy Racing, especially all these guys really improving their speed on these national tracks. They are pretty straightforward and easy, not anything real challenging with the jumps, but it's the corners and these high-speed sections. Yeah, really challenging for the riders. So your top 4 starting to pull away from the rest of the field, but we got a close battle here now. OTR dropped back to 10th for just a bit, but is now into 5th. Him and BC coming together just a little bit there, teammates with each other. That is not what he wants to be doing to his teammate, though. of these guys really close still. Really isn't all that separated, and your leader has started to pull away. Same with Sketchy MX. Gotta give it up to Sketchy MX. He's really doing a good job hanging with Kid Loki for the most part. Obviously, there is a gap between the two, but he's not doing bad. The top two really starting to pull away. The rest of the pack gonna have some good battles. Right now, Moa holding down third spot. JR Scott in fourth, and OTR your top five. A close battle back here. Randy racing and BC282. BC trying to go back up the inside. That section there, they have to check up before the finish. You are not able to double that. So they do have to check up, roll that double, roll the single, excuse me. That section is really tricky as well. If you can send it into the rollers, you can carry your speed. It's really just a hit or miss section, and we got a mistake. JR Scott, I missed what happened. I hope they didn't get... Did OTR take him out? I just turned to you and he cased the crap out of him. Triple is tough for these guys, even on the 450s, and casing it is a hard case. All the 250 guys going down yesterday when they cased it, same with these guys, it was a send. Okay, look at your leaders, Sketchy MX running in spot number 2. Them putting in consistent laps, pulling away from this group. OTR in third now. OTR just rubbing up against tough blocks, slows him up a bit. He's got Moa, his teammate, just behind him. Third, fourth, and fifth, all teammates on the MTR KTM team. Might get interesting here. These guys fighting for positions. Moa getting a little bit of a balance into the loop section, so not able to carry too much speed. BC looking like he's greasing those, came flying into that sand corner. That triple really is to make or break it. You can see those guys barely clearing over it. If anybody does case it, it could cost them almost a whole second. Anybody right behind them, they're able to make a pass. Mistake out of BC in fifth. Doesn't have a sixth place too close behind him, but he's now losing ground to second, third, and fourth. Third and fourth in a battle with each other right now. Trying to catch up to Sketchy MX, but these two going back and forth are not going to be able to. Really costing each other time. They're still about the same spot as last lap through this section. Let's see what happens. Moa really got some speed lately. These guys are all quick, but just really developed a lot of speed on these tracks. BC in fifth, only finding his way up into the top two, but just a couple of slight mistakes right now. It's frustrating, Dirt Shark, but just try to race the race if you can. Fairness though, the riders are pretty much in the same order as qualifying roughly, so qualifying results anyway. A few mix-ups though, it's a few different spots, but do have a good battle in the back. Let's go check on in your leader right now. Kid Loki through the loop section. Sketchy MX just about heading into that section there. Through that flat sweeper. Well, that's good because I wasn't even watching at that time. So you have another lap to try again. OTR in third. Pulled a little bit of a gap over MOA. BC here in fifth, trying to catch up to the top three. Needs to score as many points as possible, but Kid Loki being the points leader, he's going to be losing points, so wants to make up as much as he can and avoid as much damage as possible. It's very hard in this series though. These tracks are very long, longer lap times, and just motocross in general. If you're not getting a good start, it's hard to catch up through the pack. Your top five have really separated. JR Scott and Randy Racing in a good battle right now for 6th and 7th. These guys always have good battles with each other, keep it clean with each other. I know they can't get aggressive when they want, but it's not a bad thing. It's always good to have a little bit of that aggressive edge in racing. These two always putting on a good race, always making it to the A-mains. So back up with your leader, throw in the oppo. A little bit of a turn down on a Friday. Gotta give it up to Sketchy MX though, man. Running in second, the number 129. Nothing against him, man, but he was not making it to the A-mains before, so making it straight in now and running in second. Gotta give it up, man. He's really got some speed going, really figured these tracks out. Moa in fourth, still trying to catch up to OTR. All of these guys running probably about the same lap times it seems. They were all really close. Just race, please. Like, I understand things are frustrating, but believe me, I'm not trying to say, oh, I want you getting taken out or anything. I get it, it's frustrating, things happen. I don't believe everything people do are intentional, but I'll try to keep an eye on the back for a moment here. The rest of the field has separated a bit, but third, fourth, and fifth, they're all very close. BC starting to close up onto the back of Moa. That's 2 points if he can get them. Needs to get the pass made. Moa getting a good drive, so does BC through the loop section. Both of them making it over the triple, so staying even so far, but BC really applying a lot of pressure. Moa doing a good job at putting up with the pressure, riding defensive, trying to hold off his lines, but right now BC all over him. BC tried to go up the inside. Oh man. Alright, those uphill sweepers, your back wheel can slide on you just a little bit. He didn't go down, but lost time to Moa, and then Moa's sliding out in the sand. So both of them making some mistakes. OTR in third place. He can see Sketchy MX at the end of the loop section, so he is starting to close in a little bit each lap. But he's still running out of time though, 6.5 minutes to go. OTR legit trying to chase him down. Let's go back here. BC in fourth. So making his way towards the front. Not the best start for BC in this moto, but doing the best that he can with it. ATPME sales, just let you know, you're going to get lapped pretty soon, but I would give you warnings just because you're in the party. I'll just let you know, and I know you guys are pretty good about getting out of the way, so. Sketchy MX in second, trying to do what he can to stay in that spot. OTR just closing in each lap. have a feeling this is going to be a battle to watch. Be nice to see BC close up, but time running out. Don't know if he'll have enough time unless OTR can make a mistake, but OTR staying pretty consistent right now. Avoiding the mistakes, a couple of mistakes early on which cost him, but doing a good job at making up for it, moving into third and trying to get up to second place. Sketchy MX in second still. OTR just inching up each lap, man. We might have a good battle. It would be awesome to see Sketchy finish second. Would be his best finish. With Kid Loki in the lobby, it's just as good as a win in my opinion. But OTR is staying smooth and consistent through that switchback. That is a good section to make up some time. You can see he did make up some ground there. So it could come down to the very end. OTR closing in. Pretty soon Sketchy gonna start feeling the pressure. BC just not close enough, and he's got Moa still just behind him. Keep an eye on second and third, but I want to watch these guys back here. We got Dirt Shark, JR Scott, and Randy Racing, 6th, 7th, and 8th. These guys have been in a quick battle all race, going back and forth and swapping positions. Loki over the triple, coming up short, just barely getting over. Sketchy MX got these whoops dialed, man. Hitting them perfect. OTR, just a couple of bounces. That triple is a send. Time winding down here. Let's see where the leader is. About coming through the finish line. It is going to be very close. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left. It's going to be very close. They might make it around before the time runs out. It would be awesome if they could do 30-minute races. It'd be a long freaking time. These 20-minute motos already a long time. OTR sending it there. Sketchy in second. I'm sure he knows OTR is behind him, but still doing a good job at not giving in to the pressure and running in second place. Both of those guys getting a good drive in the loop section. They're very close. It is going to come down to the final laps, just seeing which rider is good in which section they're not good in. OTR just rubbing up against the tough block. That's going to cost him a couple of bike lengths. So Sketchy MX adding a little bit of a cushion with that slight mistake from OTR. Kid Loki already over the finish line, so they will definitely make it through before time running out again. So they are going to have 4 laps. Yeah, 4 laps remaining. Or 3 laps, excuse me. So they don't do the extra 2. It's just the extra 1. He's guarding the inside. You should have cut underneath him there, if I'm being honest. me, I get it. It's frustrating to Shark. I'm not trying to shit on you or anything. I'm just trying to help ease your worries in the race. Dirt Shark trying to go up the inside. He's got the line on Randy. Randy gonna try to go back down the inside, but Dirt Shark riding really defensive, holding him off. Randy back up the inside. That was a very clean pass, dude. Dirt Shark, come on, man. That was a clean pass. You got a good battle between these two riders here. Sketchy still in second. I can see that gap. He's still got a good gap over OTR. Oh man, OTR with a mistake over the finish line. Oh, that's gonna cost him. As soon as I switched to OTR, running into the finish line and a tough break, he was putting on a charge. Still got 2 laps to go, man, but he's got a gap to make up. Sketchy MX already back down the hill. That might have been it for him, man. Still got to give it up to him. A good charge. Almost a dead last to third. I may have missed something early in the race. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but that last pass he made on the flat corner before the loop section was perfectly fine. So I understand your frustrations, but some of these are not that bad. Maybe I want clean racing just as much as everybody else, but passes are going to happen. They do involve a little bit of bumping, so is racing. Oh, and another mistake out of OTR. BC282 has a chance to catch up to him in the top 3. So we might have a good battle with these two coming down to the end. BC can see him. He's going to try to do everything he can to catch up. Great, my stream's lagging. Is it just like a slight lag? Great. Some nights I have good connection, and other nights it's not always the best. Gotta love internet. Ain't that right, top team? So Kid Look here, winner in Moto number 1. Sketchy MX, man. I gotta give it up to him. In second place. Putting on an absolute race for these guys. Second is just as good as a win in motocross because they got 2 motos. OTR here in 4th. He's got BC right behind him coming down into the final corner. BC just running out of time. Closed up on him. And Moa just behind those guys. Not going to make it through, but finishing out the top 5. So Kid Loki, your winner in that race. Sketchy MX, well done in second. OTR in 3rd, rounding out the podium. So that is it for Moto number 1. You got Moto number 2 coming up in just a bit, so stay tuned for that. You do not want to miss out. Moto number 2 coming up. Your winner, Moto 1 Kid Loki. Second place, Sketchy MX. And third place, OTR. Here we go for Moto number 2. 30-second board is sideways. Who's going to grab the whole shot? And Randy racing with a good jump. Couple of guys coming in hot. Sketchy MX into 5th. So not a good start for Loki in this race. Grabbing the whole shot the last race. Towards the back this time. Whoa! Holy heck. We got some guys together in that section. We got 4 wide due to sand here. 4 wide. ATP unfortunately getting the bad end of the stick, man. There's nowhere to go. OTR up the inside, probably down into first gear. Shark now out front with Randy in second, Sketchy MX in third. He's got a good start to the race. Kid Loki into the tough block, going down. We got a close battle here, Loki, BC2A2 and Top Team. These three in tight battle.
Custom industrial machines in days.
Loki riding the edge of the track there.
Design your machine.
And I forgot to turn my music off again. Alright, so music is now off. My apologies for that. I'm glad I caught that. Do not need another second moto with some trap EDM beats behind commentating. Oh, OTR getting the bounce into braking bumps off the track. So an interesting start to the race right now. Pit flipped from Moto 1. Scott Frontier top 3, Randy racing the leader, TTV Dirt Shark in second, and Mo in third. I didn't see any cleaning out, but I will rewatch it. I saw him on the inside, he had the inside, I mean. Start's crazy time. I know it is annoying when you get a bad start, but Kid Loki going up the inside of BC. BC coming back underneath him. Oh, BC looping out and Kid Loki into his bike. Oh man. We might see a new overall winner here after this race is all said and done. Because Kid Loki and BC having some struggles. Same with OTR. Sketchy MX just heading fifth. He got second in Moto 1. So right now, I think it's anybody's race at the moment. Let's go out front right now. Randy racing, your leader. He's got Dirt Shark right on his rear wheel, trying to close in on him. So, believe it or not, right now, Sketchy MX I think would be your overall winner at the moment. Oh, and Randy Racing going down after the triple. So throwing away the lead. Dirt Shark just barely escaping that one. I don't even know how he didn't go down. That bike disappeared faster than normal. Sounds like some of the guys in the back really struggling to catch up to the front. The track, yes, is a bit one-lined in a lot of areas. Well, if this is anything for your leaders, they need to pull away now. We've got the start. We've got the fast guys in the mid-pack. They need to go now, or else their chances are going to start going smaller and smaller as the race goes on. Hey, you were holding your line earlier down the sand hill. I saw that too. So you guys are running tight with each other. Oh, a mistake out of Sketchy. Sketchy MX over the berm. That first moto, man, like nobody making mistakes really at all for most of the race. Just the beginning, but these guys just going back and forth with mistake after mistake. Kid Loki coming up short on the triple. BC2A2 as well. BC going down. You got Dirt Shark, Mo, and Randy, your top three. OTR in fourth. Kid Loki trying to make the pass on him. OTR's got the inside. But Kid Loki on the outside is going to get a better drive down the hill into the sand. So So the number 5 making the pass. OTR going to try to go back up the inside to get the pass back. Not going to make it easy though. You can see them now starting to inch up to your top 3. Those guys need to go, but they are right there, so it's going to be hard for them to really try to pull away. Low-key greasing the whoops there, catching up to those 3. This 2 sections here are make or break for this track. Because everything else, pretty single file through a lot of the track. Moa now up to the lead. These 3 in a battle for the lead, and then you got your winner in Moto 1 catching up to him. They're trying to pull away, but Kid Loki is right there now, and Randy with a mistake. So an easy pass for Loki. Loki right on the edge, almost into the tough blocks. Loki going to try to go up the inside of Dirt Shark, and does. This Kid Loki trying to make moves and getting around him quick. Moto 1 starting to make his way towards the front, but Dirt Shark absolutely sending that almost onto the back of Moa's bike, trying to piggyback on him through the roller section. And Dirt Shark staying low over the tables, momentarily making the pass on Moa. Moa going to try to go back up the inside. He does check up, plays it safe there. Both of them getting a very clean drive in the whoops. Moa just trying to stick his nose into the inside. Just gets his front wheel in there, but barely getting over that triple, man. He is lucky he didn't loop out. Those are one of those landings where you just landed perfectly and can loop out real easily. These guys very tight in a battle. Good. I did not see any dots moving. I just looked back on my stream. I did not see a dot move backwards going down the hill. Send it to me after. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I checked my stream and I did not see any kind of lag spike on the map, but send me a video. Unfortunately, lag spikes and stuff are just pretty much out of everybody's control. I know it's frustrating. It's just one of those things that none of us are able to really control at all. I mean, you can only do so much when you got a milestone making these games and they don't care to do anything good for it. Don't matter who makes it, but we got MCL ATP 10th and 11th. Dead last, man. So back up to the front. Low-key your leader. Mo in second. Sketchy in third. Sketchy making his way back up towards the front again. It's a great race from him, gaining some speed each week. He's got OTR. Starting to close up on the back of Randy. Randy racing right on the back of Sketchy, so three-way battle pretty soon. A lot closer of a race this moto. Sketchy MX just running into the tough block. OTR. Alright. I'm not saying what you did is intentional, but you landed right on top of him on the very far right. I'm not saying what you did is intentional, but I have a feeling he'll say something, so... Dirt Shark's the only one getting destroyed in the moto. Second this moto, putting on a good race, getting a good start, staying up front. This track is definitely hard to make some passes with how one-lined it is in some areas. And it does make it challenging for these riders trying to find ways to get around the other riders. Noah with a fifth in Moto 1, excuse me. Still give him a good shot at getting on the podium, but he's got OTR right there trying to make the pass. Both teammates, OTR trying to make a good pass, not too aggressive, doesn't want to take out his teammate. So OTR now to second, Mo in third. We got Randy just behind him in fourth, so Randy keeping up with this battle here. Loki's out front. BC up to 5th place, just not a good start in these races for him. I know he's got the speed, but in this track it's just hard to make up some ground. So once everybody gaps each other, the lap times are pretty similar each lap. Sketchy MX up on the outside of Dirt Shark, had to check up a bit, didn't want to go over the berm or loop his wheel out, because that can happen when you have a rider underneath. Moa now getting passed by Randy, so Moa now back to 4th from 2nd. He wants to get it on the podium, doesn't want to lose any more spots or he might risk losing it. So right now, low-key the overall winner with the 1-1 scores. OTR go 3-2 for 2nd overall. We'll see what happens here. Sketchy MX still has a chance to get 3rd overall if he can make up a couple of spots. So right now, Moa needs to get 3rd if he wants to be on the podium. With the 5-3 would get him onto the podium. He's dealing with a lot of pressure from Randy Racing. At the moment, if these guys finish where they're at, this is insane. Randy is literally going to finish with a 7-3. Moa, that's 10. Moa's going to have, okay, so that's one off. But Moa's going to have 5-4. BC will have 4-5, and Sketchy MX will have 2-6. Well, I guess he made up a spot. So Sketchy is now making up some spots. We did have, for momentarily, a tie for 3rd overall. Moa up the inside of Randy, a bit of a bump there. Moa did give him a little bit of a bump. Kind of helped him out a little bit, but... Oh, and Moa running into BC. Those lines just coming together. If I warned Moa, though, I do need to warn BC, just to keep it fair. These guys are just tight in battles. Randy in 4th now, BC in 3rd, so BC looking at the podium. Sketchy MX needs to get up to 4th place if he wants a chance at the podium. With BC now in 3rd, would have that 3rd overall spot. Just about 3 minutes and a lap remaining. OTR in 2nd, just about to catch up to Misail Gaming. BC282 making his way up to 3rd, finding the speed now. Unfortunately, just not the best of starts, but trying to make up for it as best as he can. Pack is just about to get there, but you guys are still good momentarily. I think you can make it to the start without having to do anything. If you just... There's a lot. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 5 guys, and then Dirt Shark just trailing him. Sketchy MX here in 6th. He sees 5th and 4th place ahead of him. He wants to get those spots with the 2nd in Moto 1. If he can get that 4th, that gives him the 3rd overall on the podium. So he needs to get it done. He needs to get these passes made now. Running out of time. Coming up short on the triples. Not what he wants. Noah and Randy just slightly pulling away. Randy makes the pass on BC. That can alter the overall as well. It's going to come down to the final laps here. Right now, Loki and OTR locking down 1st and 2nd overall. That section just carries him wide is why. Alright, so thank you ATP, appreciate that. This is a 5-rider battle right now. We have a close race. Anything can happen at this moment. Sketchy MX trying to do everything he can to catch up to these guys. They are right at his fingertips. Misail, they are coming. Okay, you're in the loop, so you're good. Just keep on going for now. I think you're fine, Misail. BC starting to close in on his teammate. This will help him out for the 3rd overall. No, because you have a 3-2. He would have a 4-2. Or 4, or no, you would switch spots, never mind. So you go 3-3, so 4-2, you're right, yeah. But Sketchy MX right there trying to close in. Sketchy can get up to 4th right now. He would have 3rd overall, but BC looking to solidify that 3rd overall spot. So we got 2 to go here. Kid Loki, your leader. Absolutely gapping the field. BC now up to 2nd place. He's got OTR right behind him though. Sketchy MX slowly closing in each lap. He's just hoping for a mistake out of Moa. Here he goes. He is on his tail now. He's got a chance to make a pass. He needs to get it done. Needs to get a good drive through the loops. Moa gets a good drive, and Sketchy MX gets a good drive as well. They are all very close coming in the triple. Sketchy getting a good run over that roller. They still just cased that triple. These guys pushing the limits of the track through that switchback section. It is a very tight section. Sketchy MX trying to go. Oh no, Sketchy! Tried to go for the pass just too soon. Too soon into the sand, slid his front wheel out and down. So Sketchy MX had a chance there. Now he's just hoping for something. And we got a mistake out of OTR, now to 4th. Things are changing each lap, man. OTR coming down the hill. Oh no. Oh man. Sketchy MX in 5th, trying to catch up to Moa. He's got a chance to move up here. Oh, Sketchy MX going down. Anything happening on these final laps. Anything happening. OTR with the 3.5 right now. Sketchy with the 2.6. I think he's going to need to make this pass on him if he wants to get on the podium or have a chance. I don't even know where we're at this point, but Sketchy MX gets a good drive in the sand. He's got the inside. Inside up OTR. OTR going to try to make the pass back. He's got it now, but OTR, Sketchy MX going to try to go up the inside. Can you get it done? Oh my gosh. OTR making the last corner, last foot pass for 4th. Man. An insane ending to the race. Kid Loki, your overall winner. Now let me figure out the results here. So BC with the 4.2. He's going to grab 2nd overall. And 3.4 for OTR is going to give him 3rd overall. Sketchy MX going 2.6 for... Looks like probably 4th overall, man. But a great race from all these guys. What a battle towards the end there with those. And great racing on that Kid Loki with the overall win going 1-1. BC 282 with the 4-2 scores. And OTR Legit going 3-4, rounding out your top 3 overall. Moa 51 goes 5-3. And then we got Sketchy MX with the 2-6. And let's see who else. And Randy at 5-7. So looks like Sketchy is going to tie with, who's that? I was just saying Moa. So Moa just going to get the edge on him, it looks like. But great racing though. That is it for round 7 of the Nationals. We got round number 8 coming up next week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you back next week for 250 Nationals round number 8.